Hey there, welcome to Craft Central Designs. Today I have for you a wooden trinket box that I purchased and transformed from Hobby Lobby with fabric, wood beads, and paint. I think this type of craft would make a lovely Mother's Day gift, and it has so much creative versatility and potential. Welcome to my channel today. I hope you will feel inspired by this project. Subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up, as well as share this video with others, and please leave me your comments. Okay, let me show you how I transformed this plain wooden box into something lovely. This is the trinket box that I purchased in the wood section at Hobby Lobby at 40% off. As I mentioned, this box has so much potential, so much that you could do with it, with paint and trims and wood beads. It's just super cute. I've done a number of these through time. They always have them at Hobby Lobby in the wood department. I have there a wood bead, the type that is the hole only in one end. And again, I got those at Hobby Lobby. I have here some white spray paint. I'm going to go ahead and spray paint the base color of this wood piece. And I do apply a layer of acrylic after I do the spray painting. I have here a piece of fabric that I purchased at Walmart. It's the Waverly brand fabric. So pretty. Now, again, so much versatility, what you could do with this. But that piece of fabric goes on that wood lid so beautifully with Mod Podge, which is what I just showed you that I had in that container. I'm showing you here the label that came off of the fabric. I got this at Walmart. Waverly has the prettiest fabrics, and they're very inexpensive. I'm going to just be placing the fabric on the lid, and I'm showing you there that after I paint the bottom of the box, I'm going to be placing some polka dots on there, which I'm going to apply with just a small wood dowel that I got from the Dollar Tree. I have a sponge applicator and the Mod Podge there to place that fabric on the lid. By the way, this is such an easy project. You can make it very simple all the way to, more creative with bows and trims and little flowers. Oh my gosh, you could put little gems on it. You could use rub-on transfers. You could put a little beaded trim on it. There's some little white flowers there that I'm showing you. Those are heart buttons. You could use buttons, but these are little white flowers that I had purchased at the Crafter's Square at Dollar Tree. So many directions. This is a foam rose. So many ways in which you could do this project. That foam rose came from Dollar Tree as well. I'm just showing you a lot of options there. I have a little pipe cleaner there, which I'm going to use to create the little bow. I'm showing you there are some gift card envelopes that you could purchase at Hobby Lobby. I was going to, in this video, show how I do my own stamp on those cards and create a beautiful holder for gift cards. I didn't quite get around to that in this video, but I'm going to show you that in a future video. I love to do my own greeting cards and the little sleeves to put the gift cards in. Just adds a nice personal touch if you're just giving a gift card for a gift. I'll show you that in a future video. Okay, I'm just cutting out a piece of fabric here, generally the size of my lid. And I'm going to be just taking, I believe I used a pencil or a marker, an ultra thin marker. And I'm just going to look for the best place on that pattern to place my lid. And I'm just going to trace around that. And then I'm just going to cut it out with scissors, of course. Yeah, I just used a pencil. Now you want to be careful when you cut this out. I think I switched here to a fine point marker. When you cut this out, you want to be careful to trim away your mark on the fabric. You don't want that to show on your trinket box. This is a cute little box. It's shallow, but you could place in there, rings and earrings. Just something special, to place inside. Okay, so I'm going to put some, after I spray painted this, I just took it outside and spray painted it on a turntable. And now I'm just going to squirt some Mod Podge on, put a nice generous layer going all the way out to the edges. And I use a sponge applicator, which I purchased at the Crafter's Square section at Dollar Tree. Now this works beautifully to adhere this fabric. You could also do this with a napkin or a pretty tissue paper. And as you can see here, I'm making certain to have it all the way out to the edges because you don't want the edges of whatever material you use to be lifting on the edges. After I place the material on, which by the way goes on just beautifully, obviously if I could speak, there's no bubbles. This is a fabric, so this is going to go on just beautifully. But if you're using a napkin or a tissue paper, you'll want to smooth that out. I like to use saran wrap or a plastic wrap. Now I'm just going to place my fabric on, making certain that I have it all the way smoothed out to the edges. I painted the lid on both sides because you are going to see the very edge of the lid from the top side, so I wanted to be sure that was painted. I'm just smoothing everything out. I don't have to do any sanding on the edges. I had my fabric cut out very precisely, but if you're using a napkin or tissue paper, you can use a little sanding block to smooth off and clean up the edges. Now I did take a little dab of Mod Podge on my fingertip and I went around the edges just to seal them to be sure that they were nice and finished. Now I didn't show it, but I did take, after I spray painted my box outside, I applied a layer of white acrylic in the areas that are exposed on that box. Now I'm showing you here these little wood appliques that I got at Crafter's Square, and I'm going to take the 2 flowers and I'm going to paint those the same color that I painted the polka dots, which you'll see here in a bit, and I put them one on the lid in the center underneath and then one right in the center of the trinket box, which is so cute. When you open up the box, you're going to see a blue flower where I also placed a little half pearl. You'll see that in just a bit. But never pass up these little wood appliques at the Dollar Tree because you'll always find a use for them if you're a crafter. I have their Waverly chalk paint in the color Ocean. I did mix that up with a little bit of white paint because I wanted to match the blue in my fabric. Now I'm showing you here I have a little wood dowel that I'm going to create the little polka dots on the bottom of my Trinket box. Just by simply dabbing the end of that dowel, excuse me, the end of that dowel in the paint, I can place my dots. And I'm going to show you here how I did that. This part was fun. I love polka dots. If you follow my channel, you know this about me. But as well, you know about me that I love to mix patterns. So I have that beautiful fabric on the top, which is a paisley, and I'm mixing polka dots with that paisley, and it turns out so cute. Now you could do this with, you could do the top with one size of a polka dot, and then you could do the bottom with little small polka dots. You could mix up the colors and do it in orchids and pinks. Oh my gosh, so much potential. I also sprayed my wood bead when I sprayed the rest of my Trinket box. And I'm going to place the flat side right on the top to have a little handle, so to speak, if you pull off the top of that Trinket box. I have here some pretty ribbons. Love, love, love Walmart narrow ribbons. This particular one has a pretty flower print on it. I'm going to try and show you that there. You could kind of see it. And I'm just going to create a small bow. And then I have another more narrow, just a plain white ribbon there that I'm also going to pair up with that flowered ribbon. And I was showing you there some little flowers. These are the craft outlet flowers. But I also got another small, kind of a little satiny flower with little tiny, tiny pearls on it. I, again, love Walmart for little flowers like that to apply to projects. So I love Walmart for their fabrics, for their narrow ribbons, and for their little flower appliques that you get to put on as little accents on small projects. So I'm just going to create little figure 8 bow here. I'm going to be gluing this onto the top of that little Trinket box right by the wood bead. And I just create a 2-loop bow on each side, or 4 loops all together. I'm going to be placing that little flower applique right in the center of that bow. So I just need those 4 loops. I'm going to take just a little craft wire, wrap it around the back, and twist it tightly. And then just snip that off with my wire cutters. And that wire is going to be completely covered by that little flower applique there. So no worries about seeing the wire. I use a craft wire as opposed to a pipe cleaner because the pipe cleaners are a little bit bulky for a tiny bow like this. And I'm showing you here my little pretty flower applique. Now I was holding it up to this bead because I noticed that the flower applique was a little bit of a off-white, but when I placed it up next to the wood bead, it was a perfect match. So I went ahead with that. And I used that pretty little applique in the center of my bow. And this really dresses up the top of this box. And now I have my little narrow ribbon. I like to mix ribbons on my bows. And again, I just create like a little figure 8 bow. See how I just create my loops in a figure 8? And I hold them tightly in the center with my thumb and my index finger. I'm just creating those loops generally around the size of the first little bow that I made there. And I created 3 loops on this bow because the ribbon is very narrow. 3 loops on each side, or 6 loops altogether. Holding it in the center until I have an opportunity to take a little piece of craft wire, wrap it around, and then I'm going to attach those 2 little bows together and put the little flower applique right in the center. And you'll see how pretty this turns out. Again, while you're watching this, think of all of the possibilities for this little box. I've done this box, as I mentioned, for a number of gifts through time, and I tell you, you could just think of so many different ways to dress up this little box, and it's so nice and personal. You could put letters on the box. You could put Mom on the top of this box, or you could put it on the inside of the box. You could put something on the inside bottom of the box too as well. Now, I gave this as a gift, and I put a little pair of beautiful little sterling silver earrings. They were inside of a little cloth mini bag, and I put it in the bottom of the trinket box, and it was a part of the gift. So you could do the same. You could do something like that. You could put a photo inside, a little photo. Just so much potential. So I used Aleene's tacky glue to glue on my little ball handle, which is that white bead with the one side is flat. So you don't have to worry about filling the hole if you use that particular type of bead. And they have those in the wood section at Hobby Lobby. Tacky glue is going to hold that and have a nice firm hold. So that's why I use that as opposed to hot glue. I put those 2 bows together along with the flower. And I'm showing you that. There is so pretty. Has little tiny, tiny, tiny little pearls inside of the center of that flower. Now I'm just going to use a little hot glue because that'll be fine for the bow. It was just the little ball or bead handle that I wanted to use the tacky. And I just placed that tucked right up underneath that wood bead on the top. I trimmed up my tails by angling them. And look how cute this is. Now I have my little flowers, which I painted blue, the same blue that I did the polka dots, and I added a little half pearl. Now you could use just a regular pearl, doesn't have to be a half. And I'm going to place one of those flowers on the underside of the lid, and then the other one right in the middle of the inside bottom of that box. And it's so cute when you open it up and you see that little added creative touch right in the center. I used tacky glue to just adhere that. And it's a pretty flat flower, so it doesn't interfere with putting things inside the box. By the way, a gift card fits in the inside of this box, so that's another possibility. You could use it as a gift card holder. Something like this is so personal and I think it's so special to give a gift like this. So you can see I put the flower and the flower there, which matches the polka dots. Oh my gosh, so cute. Okay, so I took 3 half wood beads. I believe I purchased these on Amazon at some point in time. I love these, and I purchased them multi-pack where I have like a number of different sizes. I've had them for quite a while, but you buy a package of those and they last you for a long time, and they come in so handy on projects. So I'm going to create little feet for my Trinket box. So I spray painted them white, and I just tacky glued them to the bottom of that Trinket box. And here you see it all completed. And here it is with the lid on. So pretty, so cute, so feminine. I think this would make a lovely Mother's Day gift. Hint, hint to the creative. This could also be a project that your child could do. Okay, until next time, you all take care.